Look, guys, there's nothing really that you can say here. Chiefs got a 3 points. Chiefs played pretty much exactly the way they've been playing over the past few weeks. And it's still the story that, they're going to play their way, and it's going to be up to the team that they're playing against. Some teams, the tactics are going to work. Some teams, the overwhelming is going to work. Some teams, it's not going to work. I don't think Chiefs is doing that much tactical different work week in and week out, or looking at their opposition or doing those type of things. I really don't think there's that much of a difference. But you welcome a 3 points. I mean, if you look at the game, and you look at how Chiefs set up, yes, there were some changes that they made. Mart was off of the pitch. We saw Zwane and Matlou starting with Umtetwa. We saw Modi Potsane and Duba up front. Yes, different personnel, but pretty much the same type of tactics. So what they're going to do is they're going to commit 5 players. So you'll see Duba pushing up, you'll see Modi, you'll see Potsane, you'll see somebody joining them, whether it be Umatlo. At some point, there was a point where Zwane was allowed to go up a little bit, and they're going to get the box entries. They're going to get into the box. They're going to make the wrong decisions when they get there. They're going to have some shots. This is the MO of Kaizer Chiefs up to this point. This is how they play. I think Sekhukhune was getting killed by a similar thing that gets killed, that Chiefs gets killed by. I was spoken about Caroso. Caroso is the one, Ubaba is the one that I pointed to last week when I said, literally, they do the same things. The problem in Chiefs' defense has been typified by Caroso. So Ukaroso wants to jump out. He always jumps out. When there's danger, he's the first responder. But when he first responds like that, there's a space left in behind. So I've seen it for Kaizer Chiefs. We've seen it now with Sekhukhune. The chances that Ruduba got, the 2-3 chances that maybe he should have done better with, came from that space. I jump out, and the difference was that it's not Matoho, it's a Sekhukhune player. But that opens the highway behind him, where Uduba should have actually taken advantage of that and should have done it a couple of times. I think Chiefs' only problem was that they didn't do it enough. They did try it with Potsane, because when you look at Kaizer Chiefs, when Modi, Potsane and Duba on the pitch, essentially you've got 3 players that are doing 3 different things. Modi likes to cut in. He doesn't like finding the byline. He likes to cut in. He likes to take shots from the top of the box. That's where he goes. He doesn't like the byline because he doesn't like crossing. On the other side, you have Potsane, who plays a lot like Saleng. The balls that he's looking for are in behind the defense, angled in, so that he can meet the ball. And he had a couple of times where he did that. Uduba, what I'm glad about is that we're finally playing him down the center, which means that he can make those runs that he likes to make, where a ball is played in and he just outpaces a defender. He meets the ball, which is, I think, what we need to do for most of our strikers, Dupree's more specifically, but Uduba showed that there's a chance to play that. So I guess tactically one of the differences, not necessarily changes, they just swapped him, is that he got to play centrally, which again, you're going to get chances. They're not going to take the chances. They're going to be very fast. They're going to give you effort, but you're not going to get much from it. I think what I will give Chiefs credit for today was the defense. Ukros, after being crucified a couple of weeks ago and everybody talking about him, I think he had a very good game. And I think what they learned in this game, I don't know if they learned it because it's something they worked on or because Sekhukhune wasn't pushing up. What they learned was to move as a unit. So Cross was making a lot of last post clearances because for once they were all moving together. So if somebody gets dragged out and Miguel follows and Dotli follows, Cross finally followed, so that at the very least in the box you have a presence. And he cleared a lot of balls. Sorry to interrupt the video that I'm sure you're enjoying, but I just wanted to say thank you for all of the support that you guys have shown me and my Overthinking Football platform. I'm a one-man band that's doing all of this, and I really do enjoy the comments about how, you know, Supersport needs to come fetch me and SABC and all of that stuff. And I think it speaks to the quality of the content, but also the amount of effort that I put in. So I just wanted to say thank you. But the truth is that Abu Supersport and all of those guys, yes, we're competing with them, but it's a completely different place. The sponsors are looking for former players, and to be honest with you, running some of these things is getting so difficult, and things have changed at home. So financially, it's a whole different world. So I wanted to try something new and come to the overthinkers, the people who watch the content, and say it would be incredible if you guys could contribute monthly towards the platform, towards keeping my lights on, but also making sure that all of the crazy things that I want to do, that I want to take Supersport on with, I can actually do. And just for 20 Rand every month, I think that would be an incredible contribution if you can make it. It may sound like a little, but if we can get a lot of people behind it, then we'll be able to carry on doing what I do. I'll be able to carry on giving you the content and also expanding it, because we don't have shows like this, and us content creators need help from our audiences. So I just came here to ask you if you can. Here is the account number that you guys can use in order to contribute. And I think, yeah, I'd be very grateful if you would. But anyway, let's get back to the video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Now, on to Sekhukhune. Sekhukhune, for some reason, decided to defend this game. And I don't know if it was more about the threat of the Kaizer Chiefs, knowing that they're going to try overwhelm you with 5 players, that they were trying to sit back and kind of manage the game from there, right? Similar tactic to what other teams have been doing with the Chiefs. Just manage them for a little bit, take your chance when it comes. They were missing that push out when they got the ball. So by the time they got into some dangerous areas, Chiefs was already sitting and waiting. They'd already recovered. Mteto was back. The back four was back. Another thing that Sekhukhune didn't do well, I think they did it once or twice in the game, was to target. You see, when you play against Chiefs, you have to target. You target the left back. You target the right back. You overwhelm them. You overload one of the sides, and that's going to free up the middle as the chaos builds, as they all rush to try and help each other. And Sekhukhune this game wasn't willing to commit enough people forward to be able to take those chances. Now, in the second half, when we saw Lindamtambo Figo coming on, I think they did try and push a little bit more, but again, overly cautious from Coach Siema, not having enough players in the dangerous areas to take advantage. They did have some shots. Vuma, I think, made a save or 2. But it wasn't the flowing sort of attack that you need to have. This game was a very open game. Both teams could have done something. But Chiefs, for this game, was more of the aggressive team, especially in that first half, especially towards the end of that second half. They were very, very aggressive. And Abomfundo coming on really did help out. I think Uzwane, for me, he's not a 6. He's not an 8. I want to play him in the 10, and I want to move him up all the way up the pitch, and maybe let Matlou be the 8 of the 2, so that he can play the passes. His passing range is ridiculous, and we got a glimpse of it at the Carling All-Star game, where, you know, he was pulling some strings there and he was connecting. And maybe now I'm starting to say that he is the closest thing to a Cirino type playmaker that we have in the team, but he's just played very deep, and he tends to look very lazy in that position. But he did get the man of the match, so I am going to give him credit for that. Fundo getting the goal was great. For everything they say about his dribbling and all of that stuff, there he is again, coming up and scoring. We do rely too much on individual ability, and some of the subs that came on, Naboranga, didn't add anything to the game. He lost the ball quite a bit, Uranga. So we still need to work on our subs. Sometimes it feels like we're making subs for subs' sake, instead of subs that are going to change something in the game or change the shape or the structure of the team in order to exploit something that the other team is doing. We still lack in that regard. But I want to end off this video on a positive note. There's something that somebody said again on one of my lives, on the live today when we were watching the game all together. They said that, you know, the Chiefs players lack people who are going to, they lack the ability to build each other up. So the example he used was somebody misses the ball and nobody's there to clap. Nobody's there to like try and uplift them. So I'm going to take the last part of this video and try to do that. Was this a classic win? No. Was this a great win? No. Was this something that, you know, you changed? No. But it was 3 points. I think Cross did incredibly well. I think Zwane did incredibly well. I think Vuma has done incredibly well. We've got another clean sheet, second one of the season. I think this team, right, for everything that happened and everything we've criticized, they got 3 points. And sometimes you just need the 3 points. And I'm going to clap for the boys. Mfundo for standing up and playing and scoring the goal. Zwane, after everybody calls him lazy and all of that stuff, for standing up and playing. Mart for maybe making a slight difference there in the second half when he came in. I think Chiefs, man, well done for the 3 points. This is how you build confidence. And you need to continue doing this. And it's going to look ugly. Right? It's going to look wishy-wishy. It's going to be wins that we chase. But we need to create more places where we chase the wins, but also build up the players. So well done to the Chiefs players for 3 points versus a Sekhukhune team that was the form team coming into this game. 5 games played, no losses, 1 draw, 4 wins. Last time out was a 3-0 win versus Supersport United. Hey, take them as they come. Chiefs beats Sekhukhune, cements their place there in that top 8, and I think we can build on this and go forward. Well done to the players that were called in to come and play, and maybe a little tweak in here and there, we could see a more consistent play from Kaizer Chiefs. Sometimes you have to make it boring, sometimes you have to at times simmer down, and I think Chiefs did okay for this game. But anyway guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye everyone.